Hi. Thank you. Thank you. Please be seated. Hello, welcome everyone to National Honor Society 2022 induction for Strongsville High School's new inductees this year. I am Elisa Bartell, one of the advisors for National Honor Society, and
I am Lisa Stonage, the other advisor for National Honor Society.
And to begin, we would like to have everyone please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you.
We are excited to welcome a new speaker to the induction ceremony tonight.
Our keynote speaker tonight is Brian Cruz. He is a business owner of Sergeant Clean, and he is here tonight to talk to our new inductees of National Honor Society of what it means to be a member of National Honor Society. So let's have a warm welcome for Brian Cruz, please.
Oh, good. They gave me a walk-around microphone. I like to walk and talk. Well, when Dr. Ryba had asked me to speak here at the National Honor Society, I said absolutely. And see, Mom, I told you I would eventually make my way into the National Honor Society. So thank you. I'll make my mom proud. But no, in all seriousness, when I went over and looked at all 4 pillars of the National Honor Society, everyday scholarship, everyday service, leadership, and character, it really reminded me of one of my favorite books called The 4 Agreements. Has anybody heard of The 4 Agreements? Okay, it's by Don Rieuss. And let me tell you first how I came across the book that really changed my life. I went through a bunch of mentors in my life, and mentorship has been a big part of my life. All the way back from one of my earlier mentors, my grandfather, all the way to a current mentor. One of the mentors that led me to the book told me I needed to broaden my horizon and read the Wall Street Journal, kind of get outside the state of Ohio and see what things are going on. As I read the Wall Street Journal, I came across an article about Tom Brady, 7-time Super Bowl champion, 5-time MVP champion of football. So I thought, man, if Tom Brady has read this book, I got to read the book at least once. So Tom reads this book in the beginning of every season and at the end of every season. So when I looked at that book, when I looked at the 4 pillars, I want to tell you real quick how I think they all related to one another. So the first agreement is to be impeccable with your word. The book talks about speaking with integrity, saying only what you mean, avoid using the word to speak against yourself or to gossip about others. Use the power of the word in the direction of truth and love. So I think that directly relates to everyday character, right? Character is doing the right thing, using the right words, and speaking and acting with integrity. Making good decisions, using the power of your word for good and not evil. Building relationships, mentors, advisors, and good, genuine relationships. The second agreement is don't take anything personal. This is a hard one, right? Nothing others do is because of you. What others say or do is a projection of their own reality, their own dream. You are immune to opinions and actions of others. You will not be a victim of needless suffering. I think this relates to everyday leadership. Leaders every day have to make good, tough, hard decisions. This requires a lot of growth and a lot of discipline to do just that. Be a good leader. Good leaders need to take a step back, see the big picture, not taking anything personally, and making a good decision and not leading to anything that's selfish. The third agreement, don't make assumptions. Find the courage to ask questions and to express what you learn and what you really want to know. Communicate to others as clearly as you can to avoid misunderstanding, sadness, and drama. We hate drama, right? No one likes some drama. With just one agreement, you can completely transform your life. I think this relates to everyday scholarship. Be a life learner, be intentional with your thoughts and your actions, and it also reminds me of my favorite TV show, Ted Lasso. Has anybody seen Ted Lasso? He always references this Walt Whitman quote that says, "Be curious, not judgmental." And I definitely it speaks to not making any assumptions. The fourth and final one is always do your best. Your best is going to change from moment to moment. It's also going to be different in times of health and opposed to times in sickness. Under any circumstances, simply do your best, and you will avoid self-judgment, self-abuse, and regret. I think this relates to everyday service. Doing the best service to yourself, your surroundings, your community, and your country. Being a good steward of those things and using stewardship and a service mindset throughout your life. Always do your best. Your today should be better than your tomorrow. Time for a challenge. Do you think we could all adhere to these 4 agreements? Be impeccable with your word. Don't take anything personal. Don't make assumptions, and always do your best. Well, I've got a tip for you. A good mentor or advisor will help you navigate these 4 agreements, along with the curveballs that life throws you. And a good mentor or advisor is, yes, a good friend, but it's someone who's going to be candid with you, respectful, and tell you the truth. You don't need a yes, ma'am, or a yes, sir in your life. You need someone who's going to hold you accountable and tell you right from wrong. I've learned a lot through my mentors and advisor, one leading me to the 4 agreements, as I mentioned, and the other one, my grandfather, Grandpa Cruz. He's an interesting man, but he was one of the best. He taught me how to live a life of service. Growing up, my grandfather often asked me, when have you paid your community rent? He wasn't talking about property tax, payroll tax, any type of taxes. He was talking about giving back to the community that gives so much to you, and I remember those words as if it was yesterday. It led me to serving in the Marine Corps, serving on the finance committee for the school district, Strongsville Connections, and a recent trip I had earlier this year to Poland, where a friend and I raised over $66,000 to help the Ukrainian refugees, and also the 8 years spent in the Marine Corps. So from one little suggestion to read the Wall Street Journal to paying your community rent, mentors and advisors are the way to do it, and the 4 agreements will help. Congratulations to all of the new scholars this year. May you go forth and do great things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. To continue with our program tonight, we have Grace Griffiths, our President of National Honor Society, to speak with the new members tonight about what it is to be a National Honor Society member from a student's perspective.
What does it truly mean to be a member of the National Honor Society? This is a question asked by almost every student who has heard the letters NHS. It entails this particular group of students who have demonstrated academic success and leadership throughout their time at Strongsville High School, and who are also engaged in making their community a better place. These characteristics make a perfect fit for our chapter because we emphasize service in ways that give back to our community. While in NHS, our members strive towards incorporating leadership, character, service, and scholarship into their daily lives. By upholding these 4 pillars, our members will explore what it means to be a member of NHS as a whole and on an individual level. The impact of this program is long-lasting, so by implementing these values early on will help build success after high school. The opportunities, skills, and bonds formed within this group are also essential to its success upon admission. I want to acknowledge the application process because it is not easy, but it is critical to becoming a member of the National Honor Society. The application requires a minimum GPA of 3.8 to even be considered. Then, each applicant is evaluated based on their leadership skills, achievements, and how they exhibit qualities that would be the best fit for NHS. Every single inductee and returning member has shown excellence in each of these categories. With the combination of some of the greatest minds in our school and the opportunities provided in our society, we will strive to lead our community and school. I look forward to seeing the progress made this year among our group and the imprint we will leave on Strongsville High School's chapter of the National Honor Society. Next up, I will be introducing Sophia, our secretary, and she will start talking about the 4 pillars of NHS.
I will be lighting. Today, I will be lighting a candle in honor of our first pillar, service. My office is service. Service is established in the routine of the day, where many opportunities arise to help others, both in school and in the community. A willingness to work for the benefit of others in need without monetary compensation or public recognition is a quality we seek in our membership and promote in our entire student body. We are committed to volunteering our time and talents to the creation of a better tomorrow. Next, I will be introducing Fatima, our media coordinator, to introduce our second pillar.
I will now light the second candle for leadership. Leadership should exert a wholesome influence on the school. In taking initiative in the classroom and in school activities, the real leader strives to train and aid others to reach their common goals of success. The price of leadership is sacrifice, the willingness to yield one's personal interests for the interests of others. A leader has self-confidence and will go forward when others hesitate. No matter what power and resources may exist in a school, community, or nation, they are ineffectual without the guidance of a wise leader. Leadership is always needed, thus to lead is a meaningful and substantive change to each of our members. Next, I will be introducing Sanjana, who serves the role as Vice President.
I will now be lighting the third candle representing character. Character is the force within the individual that distinguishes each person from others. It creates for each of us our individuality, our goodness. It is that within which no one can respect oneself, nor hope to attain the respect of others. It is the force of character that guides one through life, and once developed, grows steadily within. Character is achieved and not received. It is the product of constant thought and action, the daily striving to make the right choice. The problem of character is the problem of self-control. By demonstrating such qualities as respect, responsibility, trustworthiness, fairness, caring, and citizenship, we may hope to prove by example that we value character. Next, we will re-welcome Grace to introduce the last pillar.
I will light the last candle for scholarship. Scholarship denotes a commitment to learning. A student is willing to spend hours in reading and study, knowing the lasting benefits of a cultivated mind. We should continue to learn even when formal education has ended, for human education ends only with the end of life. Knowledge is the one great element in life which leads to highest success, and it can be acquired in only one way, through diligence and effort. Learning furnishes the lamp by which we read the past, the torch guiding us to understand the present, and the light that illuminates the future. Candidates have the charge to continually expand their world through the opportunities inherent in scholarship. We will now begin the induction ceremony. If the first row could please rise.
Aiden Avandet. Byron Bender. Paige Bing. Zach Caldwell. Hallie Jo Carey. Jessica Castle. Daniel Kastner. Navya Chauhan. Sedona Czech. Margaret Dara. Isabel Dirienza. Emily Dunlap. Logan Ensign. Caden Esch. Carter Estrella. Ryan Gira. Christina Greaves. Ella Grebe. And Audrey Greer.
Samuel Heflin. Bethany Horn. Nehal Chittigalkar. Selma Kalut. Ayush Keshri. McAllister Cleansing. Lucy Maseko. Andrew Maloney. Chloe Mance. Caden McGrail. Aoife McLaughlin. Amanda Merriman. Fritz Micko. Sean Nemeth. Param Oswald.
Josephine Owen Kren. Jack Patton. Michael Rose.
Alexander Rupp. Benjamin Rupp. Rahul Sanghvi. Katie Sanuk. Gabriella Shaffrin. Brandon Semenik. Ava Seifert. Bryn Severance. Ayushi Shrivastava. Kay Smith. Lucille Smith. Grace Stewart. Misha Tana. Dean Upholzer. Tina Veris. Krupa Venkatesan. Bradley Whitaker. Jack Weber. Lindsay Zawi. We would like to honor the inductees who could not make it tonight. Lillian Bubb, Natalie Hance, Lola Morano, and Marissa Ventresca.
Would all the new members join me in reciting the pledge? Please rise. I pledge to uphold the high purposes of the National Honor Society to which I have been selected. I will be true to the principles for which it stands and will maintain and encourage high standards of scholarship, service, leadership, and character. Could everyone join me in a round of applause for our new inductees? All right, you may sit. Lastly, I would like to welcome Mr. Wingler to give our closing remarks.
There was proof that students can still read from paper and not their phones. It was cool. So there's a handful of events every year that are really exciting to come to because it highlights the amazing things that are going on in our school. And if you look at the front of the podium, it says academics, arts, athletics. And so today is Wednesday. And since Sunday, on Sunday I went down to Akron to see the Nero concert where several all-state orchestra players performed with the best of Northern Ohio. Last night, I got to freeze a little bit, but got to enjoy watching the girls soccer team win the regional, actually they already won the regional, advance to the state final. And tonight, we get to visit with some of the brightest and best in Strongsville High School. And this is just the last 4 days. So when people ask, I always reference my father. My father always asked, why would you want to be in a job where you're around 1,800 teenagers? And there's about 1,790 really good reasons why. And I'm reminded every day of the number of kids at this school that have 4-point GPAs or higher, that perform on the athletic field, that play beautiful music. It is unbelievable the things that our students are doing. And one of the reasons why I love having these events is I get to share that with the rest of you, and I've gotten to know some of you. It's my third year here at Strongsville, and you know, I say the same things every year, but every year I am as overwhelmed as I was the previous year. And when you see me in May, because your child has, all of these kids will be back for their GPA awards in May because they're the brightest and best of Strongsville, I will probably say some of the same things. But know that it's genuine. Every time we have one of these ceremonies, it is overwhelming to me that I work in a school where a 4.0 GPA will not rank you in the top 15%. And just think about that for a second. So tonight, we get to honor them, and we get to go home, and as I said last night, I got home and my wife's first question was, do you have to go to Columbus on Friday? And I said, yes. I can't wait to go to Columbus on Friday because state championships don't come around very often. Now, it might feel like it in soccer in Strongsville, but they don't. Savor it. Enjoy it. These are moments that you will remember. When you have a child in the audience that has a 4-point plus GPA and plays a beautiful instrument, and whether it's basketball, baseball, football, or track, as a dad with two that are now gone, one at Akron and one at John Carroll, I miss them terribly every day. So as a parent to the rest of you, I would say, enjoy tonight. We're going to have a few minutes of camaraderie outside in the cafeteria. Go in there and savor it because they're going to grow up and they're going to move on. And parents, tonight, you are blessed to have some of the best kids in Strongsville. So before I let you go, I do want to say these things require leadership. Leadership from the students, but leadership from the people up on this stage. Ms. Bartell and Ms. Stonich, I've had the pleasure of working with both as a principal and them as teachers, but also in this capacity and watching the work they do. I'd like to give them a round of applause for the leadership they provide. We're also blessed to work in a place, to work or attend school in a place that has amazing resources and wonderful support. Students, give your parents a round of applause. I can promise you they have worked as hard as you to get you here. and will continue to do so well into your college years, not just paying for it. I know that they spend a lot of time working with you. So parents, you deserve as much of the accolades tonight as they do. And finally, thank you to Dr. Ryba, our school board president. Mr. Miko is here tonight. Thank you for being here and supporting our students. Let's give them a round of applause. So to wrap it up, enjoy it, guys. Enjoy these. You parents, be proud. You have some of the best kids in this school system. So everyone, please, you're welcome to go into the cafeteria and enjoy the rest of the evening. Thank you.